The Japan fish auction, the famous one that you, I'm sure, have heard of, where there have been so many record-setting tuna sales. In fact, I think it was last year or 2 years ago, the all-time record. But there's new records set all the time, and tuna is always the hot topic, and it's often one guy who calls himself the king or something like this, the king of tuna, and he comes in with the hefty bid for the nicest tuna, and he would use it kind of as the Sushi King, that's his name. He would use it as a promotional mechanism for his variety of restaurants, right? So he would have a number of sushi restaurants, and this would make national press, international press, and people would say, I want to eat at the Sushi King's place because he's always got the hot tuna.
$3 million for a giant bluefin tuna.
Yeah, that could be your record setter right there from a previous year. Anyway, this time around, the Tuna King failed to bid, and he's citing pandemic woes.
Oh.
So he's not playing at the same level as he previously was. He said, nah, it's time for restraint. By the way, his real name, Kiyoshi Kimura, he said he wanted to show restraint at the New Year's auction after the pandemic because it had caused so much suffering, particularly in the restaurant business, right? Restaurant business suffering. Tokyo, we talked about this yesterday. Maybe that was off the air, how their COVID problems are accelerating right now. And it's just a weird time to be, I suppose, outfitting your sushi shops with record-setting tuna. However, there were still some really expensive tuna sales that took place. You had a 459-pound, 208-kilo bluefin, and that was the most expensive fish of the day. It was purchased for $202,000. So not nothing, I'll tell you what, but certainly far off from the multi-million-dollar tuna that we've seen in the past, upwards of 600-pound type tunas, things like this. But you got to feel for the Tuna King. I always look forward to that report every year to see what the highest selling fish was that year. I've been paying attention the last couple years, and this year it's a bit lukewarm, like a lot of things this year. But here's to next year. Going to have another record-setting tuna.